Because I thought when my man made love to me, it was all good, you know? I thought, hey, I felt good last night. Have a couple of drinks, watch movies, been shopping, having a good day. And next thing you know, I mean, he hitting you upside your head. And then again, he's charming again. Because, hey, he's a man. He's making you feel good. You love him.
I would have never admitted to myself that I was in an abusive relationship.
An assault can turn deadly within moments.
I had my daughter 2006. She's 8 years old now. That's my heart. I love that little lady so much. We have a real strong bond. It happened August 19th around 1. Her dad was looking for me. I no longer wanted to date him. So he seen me on Albemarle Road. Turned around, pulled out the gun and started firing. When he shot me, it threw me in the street by the gutter. And I was in and out of it. I asked my mother, I'm like, Mom, why am I in the hospital? She was like, Mia, you got shot. I was like, Mom, am I paralyzed? She was like, yeah, Mia, you're paralyzed. I said, no, I'm not, because I still could do this dance. And this is what I did. I was like,
Domestic violence is commonly known as violence against an intimate partner. However, over the years, it has grown drastically. It is any aggressive behavior that is used to control an intimate partner, a family member, or a child. Domestic violence and abuse is physical, sexual, emotional, and mental abuse, as well as economic abuse. It comes in all shapes, forms, and fashions. It could include coercion, threatening, bullying, isolation, intimidation by gender or size, as well as stalking.
Well, from July 2013 to last June, 54 women, men, and children had their lives cut short because of domestic violence.
In 2013, about 2,800 Marylanders called the police because of domestic violence. But sometimes those encounters become deadly. Now, there are a handful of bills before state lawmakers right now that would reduce domestic violence, make abusers more accountable, and strengthen victim safety.
A CDC survey shows that more than 1 in 3 women or more than 1 in 4 men have experienced physical violence, rape, and or stalking by an intimate partner in their lifetime. Another study shows that 20 people per minute are physically abused by an intimate partner.
While the overall number of homicides were down last year in Jacksonville, we're learning that deaths involving domestic violence are up.
In 2017, there were 143 homicides in Jacksonville. Of that, 15 were caused by domestic violence. Going even further into the numbers, 9 involved intimate partners, 4 involved a married couple, and 2 of the deaths were the children of domestic violence partners caught in the crossfire by an abuser.
Domestic violence relationships generally start off as wonderful, passionate love affairs. However, it slowly evolves into abusive and violent ones. It's very difficult to determine which relationships will become abusive. It's not an overnight thing. It slowly intensifies as the relationship grows.
I had a high school sweetheart. He was extremely popular, very charismatic.
Very playful, comedic, can make you laugh on a dime.
I did feel lucky to be dating him. We had a gorgeous wedding. It was the most beautiful day of my life. It did not take long for it to become an off again, on again thing. Yeah. In college, my relationship was hell. The womanizing, comparing me to other girls, it was a lot of stuff around sexual manipulation. I felt hurt all the time, embarrassed and humiliated, put down. You don't know how to put yourself together. You repulse me. Then we go out in public and present this image of a perfect couple. I hated going home from work. I dreaded going home. It's just like nothing I did ever changed anything. He was sometimes so sweet and so good to me. And behind closed doors, it would be different. In 2009, I decided I had enough. I said, I'm walking away. And I did. We didn't make it to 3 years.
One day I started playing with makeup, and at a particular day, I remember this, putting makeup on. This guy said something to me, so I got a little attention, and I started wearing makeup. And so I met this guy, and at the age of 16, we ended up getting married. And he was my first love, and he was a good guy at the time when we got married. And somewhere there it got twisted. And maybe 3 or 4 years later, we got married, and the abuse started taking place. And it wasn't an overnight thing. This is the thing. It just started happening. We started fighting, clubbing, hanging out. And next thing you know, the abuse started getting more intense. And what happened was, we were at a party, a New Year's party. And I came home, and the next morning, he was upset, talking about I was looking at this guy. And I was not looking at this guy, I remember. And he hit me like a blow, like, whoa, he hit me. Don't you say anything. And I mean, he just started talking like a demon-possessed person. You know, I got real quiet, didn't say anything. And he left, came back home. I was cleaning like a normal day. He came back home like it never happened. We ended up making love, having fun. And 2 or 3 months go by, it happened again. And so 3 to 4 years, it just kept happening. And he would drink. And, you know, a lot of things started happening that was just out of control. He would always trick me saying, hey, I'm gonna meet you and you can see your son, and there it goes. You know, every time I would meet him, we'd get into a fight. And so I started hanging out in the streets and looking for love in the wrong places again. Good looking, ooh, fine, it's all outdoors. Fine, brother. But guess what? He would turn into a demon at night. I remember he beat me so bad. He took a baby bat, one of those little bitty bats. He beat me until my whole body was numb. I looked in the mirror when he finished. My top lip was under my chin. My eyes were so red. I was in so much pain till my whole body, I could barely move. Then he made me make love to him. And when I went to the hospital, I'll never forget it, at St. Joseph Hospital in Houston, Texas, I was so ashamed, and my body was aching so bad. But at the same time, I felt like I caused it. I seen my mother go through it, and I said, you know what, I can't afford to take care of myself. No one is gonna believe me. But the bruises were there. I covered it up so pretty. I covered it up so pretty. At nighttime, I would take pills and drink alcohol just to numb myself. I will murder you, put you in the backyard with a dog on top of you, and they would never find your body. And I was so fearful of him. And every day, I would put the mask on. But the signs were there. And every time I thought about leaving, somebody would always say, you're stupid if you stay there, or you're stupid if you leave. But no one never told me about a plan. No one told me the plan. And the next thing you knew, I was out in the streets trying to survive. And people don't realize how you can become homeless. Even though you have family members, you still can become homeless. A lot of times people don't want to bring you in when you have issues. If I messed with a gangster, that would protect me. I really didn't know what love was. I didn't know how to love. So I just got in the streets, hanging out and playing the game. But I was so unhealthy, and no one could see nor hear my pain. And even today, that's why I'm so passionate, because no one heard my voice, nor did they see my pain. And a lot of times, even today, it's very emotional because I see so many young kids today going through what I went through. And that's why I have a voice, and I want them to know you can live a normal life. And I want parents to know, make better choices. And I want women to know, if a man can't love you, leave him. Women, you know you need help, get help. Because there's some great men out here that want a healthy woman. And we have to get healthy. And I'm healthy. I don't cry with emotions. I cry because it's so many women and children that are crying. And I would be sitting here lying and reading a script if I sit here and tell you this don't affect me when I see little children saying, Miss Bowles, help me. Miss Bowles, If my husband killed me, don't let my children go in the system. Ms. Bowles, I know he gonna kill me one day, but tell my kids I love them. When you have little kids come to you and say, my mama boyfriend rapes me at night and she won't believe me. I have women say, I'd rather for him to do it to my child than for us to be homeless. Oh yeah. Ma'am, tell me how you're gonna support us then. When there's no money in your agency and there's no more checks and no more debit cards you can use, you just maxed out. But then you hear babies crying. You hear women crying. So I hope when people hear my story, and it's not a story I tell people, it's my testimony. And God said, you overcome by your testimony. I'm a strong woman today. I'm a very powerful woman with my voice. And I love the fact that I'm not ashamed. So my piece, and what I'm saying today, I hope it makes a difference.
As you were watching the videos, you probably asked yourself, do the women in the abusive relationships, do they like the abuse? Are they weak? What do they really want and need? Why do they stay? A new CDC report shows that domestic violence was the major cause of death for women. Another study shows that across 18 states, out of 10,018 deaths, 55% were due to intimate partner murders. Over the next few weeks, I'm going to show you just how rampant domestic violence and abuse truly is. Keep in mind, it's an extremely large problem and it has no boundaries. It covers age, race, creed, religion, gender, all types of family compositions, the rich, the poor, the celebrities, the athletes, as well as the unknown. If you've asked yourself any of those earlier questions, then you need to ask yourself one more. Is there someone I know going through domestic violence or abuse? What I know? Do I know the signs? I hid it well, and I never told a soul. Is it your sister, your brother? Is it your family member, your friend? Is it your coworker or your classmate? Don't be fooled. Domestic violence and abuse is in every community, yes, even yours. And more shamefully, even in the very communities where our churches exist. Which brings me to the next question. What are the churches doing about domestic violence? Are the pastors truly educating their members about this topic? There'll be a lot of answers to your questions, but you gotta stay on the journey. You gotta keep up with us. Be sure to subscribe. That way, you'll be informed each and every time a new episode airs. Stay interested, stay informed. It's your Christian coach for life. Thank you so much for watching. Later. Oh, be sure to watch to the very end.